thing is we want to find a vacuum source that's vacuum all the time, not a ported vacuum source. Now the port on the side of a Holley carburetor, that's a ported vacuum. So when you pop it, that's when the vacuum hits. You want to run that on the distributor. You want that pulling vacuum like it's supposed to in the higher RPMs so that you can get your vacuum advance on your distributor so the engine runs better. I'm looking for a manifold vacuum, which that's usually always the one lowest next to the manifold itself. Or there's always a port on the back of a manifold, or sometimes a port on the side, depending on what Chevy, Dodge, Ford that you might plug into. But since we got this one readily available in front, we're just going to pull the vacuum line off of it. Okay, we've got it plugged in, and I've always just had the bad luck being able to read it from, because I'm going to have to adjust on both sides of the carburetor, is to just roll it up and stick it up kind of like this. It's not going to hurt anything. It might rattle a little bit, but it's where you want it. Okay, so you can see it based on, if not, you can always, there's lots of line here. You can turn to whichever side you're on, but that's basically what there is to it. So let's start the truck up and we'll get to setting this carburetor. Okay, and the first thing is that I'm sitting at 600 RPMs, okay, which is a nice little RPM for an idle on a small block Chevy. 600 RPMs. Some like a little higher, some like a little lower. 600 is fine. Hey, since you're here and you're watching, like, share, subscribe, smash that button, hit that bell, tell your friends, and check out UncleBuckStuff.com. There's a link down below. This is the new Uncle Buckweiser t-shirts that just come out. I got them all the way up to 4X. And I got them in white and gray, and I'm working for a different design for a blue and a black shirt. So check it out. Link down below. Y'all have a great day. Okay, now she's sitting at a steady 21 pounds of vacuum, which is excellent. So I might not have to adjust this much. So we're basically just going to come over here to the adjustment screws and see what happens. We're going to tighten them a little bit at a time. And that's actually getting better the tighter I'm going in. So I actually had it a little bit fat. So since we tightened that one down, remember this is righty tighty, lefty loosey. We're going to go ahead and go nice and slow. That's even steadier. 21 pounds. Working on 22 pounds. Kinda. But that's all you want to do. Like if this had been really out, it would have been 15, 12 pounds of pressure. And all you're trying to do is loosen this down to the least amount of fuel so she burns the cleanest with the highest vacuum reading. There we're at 22. And that's nice. I'm just moving her just a little bit at a time, okay? And the engine already feels smoother, okay? So she's cleaning out a little bit, and that's almost a full solid half turn on both sides that I've done, okay? So actually the idle mixture screws were actually too far out on this carburetor. Basically this is the way I got it. So they were trying to fix a problem. Because she had been smelling a little bit rich, just idling. And you can tell that in the garage. Okay, now I'm at the point where I'm about to run out of fuel. So we're right back at 21 pounds. Okay, so I went a little too far. So we're gonna back it off just a hair, maybe an eighth of a turn. And that already likes that a little bit better. All right, so come back to the other side. All right, find our slot. Tweak her back just a hair. And she's sitting right at 22 pounds. Okay, so what I did was I turned them down and got the highest reading until it started to go back south, which means it went from 22 to 21 pounds. So that way I knew I was at the baseline of the carburetor, okay? So we went from 20 and a half to 22 pounds and we cleaned it up, which means it's not burning as much fuel, which means it's running cleaner, more efficiently. And let's see if that affected our RPM at all. Because remember, we started at 6. And now we're sitting at 7. So, and we didn't touch. We didn't touch it at all. It just cleaned it up and made it run better. So we're just gonna take the screwdriver and we're just gonna back her off just a hair, maybe a quarter of a turn. All right, so and we're back to 6, and just smelling, yeah, we're cleaner. And let's see how. Okay, so all right. Now we're getting closer. Now we're going to go back to see if a little bit more gas since we turned the Hotrod and it's going the wrong direction. Okay, you see it? All right, so we're right on that edge. Okay? Of course. We're right on that edge, so let's go. All right, so let's tighten her all the way down. Yep, there we go. Okay, so that was 10 minutes. She's cleaner, she's running smoother, she's back 600, probably idling at 600 RPMs, back in like she was, but she's using half the fuel there was at idling, which means it'll run, yep, we're back at 600, which means it'll run cleaner, it'll be crispier, and it'll just be easier to drive, more fun to drive, because it'll just be more efficient. Okay, so 20 pounds is pretty good. 20, 20 and a half, 21 pounds. Now, as you saw when I revved it up, that's when the vacuum, because I was getting that 22-inch reading was at 700 RPMs, not 6. So 20 and a half is really a nice spot for it, but it's cleaned up. It's done. It's actually running correctly now, and the idle is right. So we know we got the carburetor set. So now if stumble issues, things like that, that's other issues. But just the idle circuit, just the day-to-day driving on this truck will be a lot cleaner. So if you're still here, like, share, subscribe, smash that button, hit that bell, tell your friends. Check out UncleBuckStuff.com. There'll be a link down below for it. There'll be a link for this vacuum gauge, because if you got a carburetor, doesn't matter what kind of carburetor, you just set it like this. All right? Y'all have a good day. Because a good day today could be a great day tomorrow, and a better running carburetor tomorrow. Y'all be good.